Hello and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first video of mine that you are watching, then hi, my name is Fleur. My channel is all about becoming the best version of yourself and overcoming those insecurities that you have, being authentic to yourself and being that best friend that you've always wanted to yourself. Now in today's video, I'm going to be battling the bikini ready concept, but also how to overcome your insecurities and have that mindset shift that you need to be able to be that person that you want to be. This video is going to be the only guide that you need to love yourself, to be the best version of yourself that you want to be physically and mentally. Now, if you don't know what it means to be bikini ready, it's basically this concept that you need to work all year round to look a certain way in order to be or look good in a bikini, to go to a beach, to have that perfect body that you want. It's this saying that you basically don't have the body of your dreams by doing nothing. Like, you need to work to have that body of your dreams. It's like another way of saying you don't look good enough to go to the beach. You don't look good enough to be seen in a bikini. So you need to work and exercise and put work towards looking good enough to go to the beach or be seen in a bikini with your friends. It's so toxic and nobody seems to be thinking about what it can actually do to our mind. Nobody stops to say, you know what, why are we even saying this to ourselves? Why are we saying that we have to do something to be ready? Why can't we just be ready as we are? Why can't we be authentic and true to ourselves and just accept who we are, accept who everybody is, and just go to the beach and be who we want to be instead of pretending to be something that we aren't, or putting on this mask of pretending to love our body and be confident even if that's not how we feel. So toxic to think that we need to be something that we aren't, to think that all year round we have to work to be that person that we want to be, that we see on social media. And I think we glamorize the whole thing. We glamorize looking good in a bikini. We glamorize going to the beach and having that confident personality. We glamorize it so much that we don't even look at it in a healthy way. And all we can think about is the image of it. You know, I see so many people who are at the beach and all they are focusing on is getting that tan so they look good. Because this whole concept of going to the beach and being in a bikini, it's just been romanticized in the worst way possible. It's been romanticized to only be a certain thing that you do to look good, or you need to look good to go do that certain thing. But it can't just be this peaceful event where we're doing it because we want to spend time with nature. We want to go to the beach and listen to the sound of the waves. We want to go to the beach and spend time with our friends and go in the ocean, or get that tan, but not get it because we feel like our skin color, the way it is to begin with, isn't good enough, but get it because we just want to have that little bit of a summer vibe. We don't go to the beach and think, okay, I'm gonna have fun. We go because we want to get something out of it, or we want to look good, or we want to be seen in some certain way, or we feel like we can only go with our friends if we look a certain way. And it's just, the whole thing has just been complicated. I think bikini ready really restricts our healing journey. It really restricts our ability to be authentic to ourselves and to just accept who we already are, because it's suggesting that we aren't that person, that we have to do something to be that person, that there's a certain person we need to be. Really, it's just society screaming at us, you can never be ready, you can never be bikini ready. You have to do something to feel ready, but you can never actually be ready today with what you have today. And I think that it's just, the whole thing just constricts us of actually being a better version of ourselves. It suggests that this healing and this physical work that we do with exercise is only done for the aesthetics, is only done so we can look a certain way. And I think it's romanticizing exercise in the completely different way that we've been trying to romanticize it. Because when we look at exercise, we don't want to look at it in this aspect of, I want to look slim thick, I want to have an hourglass body, I want to look like her, and I want to make sure that I get rid of my hip dips, and I want to have those abs, but you know, I want to have a thick ass, but I don't want to have a stomach. Like, we are shaping who we want to be in our head, but we're not allowing ourselves to be okay with what we already have. We're not allowing ourselves to be okay with the the progress. We just want the end result tomorrow. We want the end result now. Get me on that 2-week summer shred, and in 2 weeks I better look like the person that made this challenge. But that's just not how it works, okay? Everybody's body is different, and even if you go on the same diet or do the same exercises as somebody else, it doesn't mean that you're going to look like them by the end of it, because you have a different starting point, and you need to love that starting point, because that starting point is your body no matter what. Through the starting point, the progress, the end result, that is all three of them. That is your body. And even if there are a slight difference, it's your body, and you need to love your body as it is today. You need to love your body as it is now. And that idea that you need to be something that you're not, that you need to work towards something that you aren't, it's just so toxic, because your body is doing so much for you, and yet you're telling yourself that you need to throw yourself into this summer shred, or you need to throw yourself into this exercise routine, and you're telling yourself that you need to do it to look a certain way, but you're going at it through punishment. And this can be said for anything when it comes to self-care and self-love. If you're punishing yourself into it, if you're telling yourself that if you don't do A, B, and C, you won't be perfect, that if you don't exercise or eat healthily or do the things that you need to do, that you won't be perfect, you're not going to feel motivated to do it. You're not going to feel like you want to do it even. You need to look at it as an aspect of self-love. And a good way to look at self-love is through the love language acts of service. Now, if you don't know what acts of service is, it's basically when you do small things for somebody you love. So it could be helping someone tie their shoelaces, or getting someone their favorite sweet because you know that it makes them happy, or holding the door for someone. It's the very small things that you know makes a big difference. And self-love, it can be that for ourselves, like doing things like exercising because we know that it's good for our body, or having a morning and night routine because we know it's going to help us to get through the day or get through the night. It's doing the small things for ourselves, not because we know we have to, but because we want to. And there's a difference. There's having to do something and wanting to do something. If you feel you have to work out because otherwise you won't be bikini ready, you're not going to want to do it, because you're punishing yourself into it. If you feel like you want to work out, not because you need to have that bikini body, but because you want to be healthy, you want to feel good in a bikini, you want to look good in a bikini, but know that even if it isn't exactly what it is that you wanted, that the end result isn't looking like someone, it's looking like you. Okay, the end result isn't so that you can look like that person on TikTok or that person on Instagram. It's so that you can look like you but feel good looking like you, okay? And I don't want exercise to be a way for you to look like someone else, because I'm sorry, but it's just not going to happen. And I know, because I've been there, done that, and I still look like me. And you know what? I'm happy I still look like me, because if I look like the same people that I see on Instagram or the people that I see on TikTok, I wouldn't be me anymore. And then the people that love me wouldn't love me anymore, because they love me, not the people on Instagram, not the people on TikTok. They love me. Okay, so you need to love yourself for who you are today, not who you want to be in the future, because if you love yourself today, then the work that you do will only be easier. And if you punish yourself into it, you're not going to see the difference that you want to see. If you think that you need to look bikini ready, you won't ever feel bikini ready, okay? So I think if you want to look at bikini ready in, I guess, a positive way of looking at it, you would see that when you are in a bikini, then you feel ready to be in a bikini, okay? But honestly, if you look at this with anything in life, you never really feel ready to do anything. We never feel ready to have our first day at school. We never feel ready to live in halls at uni. We never feel ready to meet new people. We never feel ready for an interview. So why would we ever feel ready to be seen at the beach? Because I don't know about you, but in my 19 years, I don't think I've ever felt ready to go to the beach, okay? Because it's one of those things, it can be terrifying. It is terrifying, especially if you don't even feel confident in your body. It can be a terrifying thing. For you to then force yourself into feeling ready and looking a certain way, it's only going to make the whole thing horrible for you. And then you're going to create this negative belief of it, and every time you think of going to the beach, you're going to think, oh, but I hated myself, I hated the way my body looked, which means that this time round, even if I feel great about myself, I'm going to hate myself as well. And probably you're going to go, and it's going to end up happening, because you create your reality with your thoughts. So if you really want to feel that bikini ready in that positive way of looking at it, you need to know that you are ready today. Even if you haven't done the work, you need to know that you are ready without the work, because you don't need to have a certain routine. You don't need to exercise to look good. You look good already. The way that your body looks today when you look in the mirror looks good enough. You are always good enough. You are perfect just the way you are. And the exercise you do is just that add-on to feel healthy and to feel good about yourself. The thing is with feeling bikini ready is that you're sort of jumping to the end goal, and when the summer ends you're going to feel like you need to do the whole thing again, because it's not true love towards yourself. It's not self-care. It's just fake. It's not authenticity. It's not confidence. It's all fake, and at the end of the day it's going to crumble. When you've finished feeling bikini ready, you're going to realize that you actually still hate your body and the whole thing was just a facade. Feeling bikini ready doesn't come from forcing yourself into exercise. It comes from the inside, okay? That readiness comes from the inside, the confidence that you have within. You need to start within before you work on the outside, okay? You need to start on feeling ready today, on being okay with who you are today, with the way that you look today, with loving your imperfections. Love your hip dips instead of wanting to get rid of them. Love your stomach instead of wanting to make it flat. Love your body for what it is today instead of wanting to change it. You're the only person that wants you to look like someone else, okay? Remember that. I will say it again. You are the only person that wants you to look like somebody else. There is nobody else that wants you to look like somebody else, and I'm sorry, but if there is, you don't need that person in your life, because that is not the kind of love that we want. That is not even love to begin with. I don't want the summer to be your end goal, okay? I don't want you to work all year round towards this body that you want, just for it to all just collapse by the end of the summer and for you to feel like you have to go through the whole thing again. The whole year is your working ground, okay? But I don't want there to be this end goal where you're thinking, I will look like this. It's a healing journey, it's a progress, but you need to allow yourself to love and accept yourself throughout every single season. Summer, winter, spring, autumn. I definitely did those seasons backwards. But what I'm saying is that summer doesn't need to be the end goal. It's, you work throughout the entire year to become the better version of yourself. There's no stopping in the summer or telling yourself that you need to look a certain way in the summer. It's working on yourself throughout the entire year and accepting yourself as you are throughout the entire year. Self-love is an ongoing movement. It's not something that suddenly stops the minute you put on that bikini and go to the beach and tell yourself that you're confident. It's not something that stops the minute that summer hits, because yeah, I can finally feel bikini ready now because I've been working on my body all year round, so I should feel bikini ready, right? Self-love is an ongoing journey that happens every single day of your life. Even when you have overcome your insecurities, even when you've had that mindset shift and you feel confident, self-love is something that happens every single day with every decision that you make for yourself. It is a choice. It is a decision that you make every day when you wake up, that you choose not to hate yourself, that you choose not to bash yourself. So if you tell yourself that you need to be something that you're not, that is not self-love, that is punishment. So now I'm going to be going on to how to overcome your insecurities, because I feel like overcoming insecurities and having that mindset shift can be quite difficult. But I first wanted to say that overcoming insecurities can look different to everybody, because we are all different, and so we all have this different end goal in our head, in the back of our mind, that goal of like where we think would be the finish line. But I do want to also say that there isn't ever really a finish line when it comes to self-care. Like, it's an ongoing thing that just happens throughout your entire life, because you're always changing mentally and physically, so there can never really be an end goal if you're never really the same person. But it's, I guess, that end goal of knowing that you will always love and accept yourself no matter who you are and no matter what happens to your body. It's just knowing that you're always going to be there for yourself, that you're always going to love yourself. It's like when you're in a long-time relationship with someone or in a long-time friendship with someone, you can trust that that person will always be there for you and will always love you no matter what you do. And that can be said with self-help and self-care, knowing that you will always love and care for yourself no matter what you look like when you look in the mirror each day. I'm going to be sharing with you 5 tips to overcome your insecurity, have that mindset shift of being bikini ready to feeling bikini ready, because there's a big difference, like I said earlier on in the video, of forcing yourself into being bikini ready and just accepting yourself for the body that you have, and then being able to feel bikini ready and feel like you can be seen on the beach. So the first tip that I have is being gentle with your body, being gentle with yourself, and being gentle every single day. And this means getting up and not looking at yourself in the mirror and pulling yourself apart because you wake up and you have spots, or you hate the way your skin looks that day, or you hate the way that your hair looks. It's being gentle with yourself and knowing that this self-love journey is not going to be easy. It's probably going to be one of the hardest things that you're ever going to go through, but you're okay with that because you're going to stick by yourself throughout the entire thing. You're going to love yourself on your bad days and on your good days. You're going to know that some days you're going to look badass and some days you're going to look a little bit sluggy, but you don't mind because you love yourself no matter what. And it can be said with the way that you see your best friend or your partner. You love them no matter what they look like. You love them on the days that they look their best, and you love them on the days that they look like they have been in bed all day. You love them no matter what, and you need to have that love for yourself. You need to be able to love yourself no matter what you look like, because it's so hypocritical and so ironic that we will love someone in that unconditional way, but we won't love ourselves in that unconditional way of loving ourselves no matter what we look like. The trick for this is positive affirmations, and I know that you've probably heard of this one too many times, but the actual trick to positive affirmations is believing in them, okay? Because you can wake up every day and look in the mirror and say, wow, I look beautiful. Wow, my hair looks really good today. And oh my God, my skin is glowing. We're just going to ignore those spots on my face. You can force yourself into believing the positive affirmations, but it won't make a difference, because if you think about it this way, you've created this mindset throughout your entire life of absolutely hating yourself. I mean, I could just ask you to sit down right now and write a whole ass letter on all the ways that you've hated yourself in the past and all the ways that you hate yourself now, and I bet you it wouldn't even take you more than a minute to do it. If I was to ask you to sit down and write a letter to yourself explaining all the things that you love about yourself, how long would it take you, and would you even be able to find any? Because I can bet you that it's probably going to take you a lot longer than a minute, and it's going to be difficult for you because you don't have that mindset that you've created to love yourself. You only have that mindset that you've created to hate yourself, and that is a mindset you've created throughout your entire life. So why do you think that getting up out of bed and spending 2 minutes throwing all of these positive affirmations at yourself is going to make any difference if you don't even believe in them? If you don't believe that you deserve to be loved and that you're worthy and that you're valuable to the world, you're never really going to see a difference in your life. You're never really going to see the difference that you want to see, the change that you want to have, because you don't believe that you are the person that you want to be. You don't believe that you are already that beautiful, confident person that you've always desired to be. You don't believe that you are worthy. And you need to believe in that. You need to believe that you deserve to have that positive mindset before you decide to have that change, because you cannot have that change until you believe in your positive affirmations even more so than the negative ones. And once you believe in the positive affirmations, in the fact that you are valuable and beautiful and a diamond, then those negative beliefs and that negative mindset will begin to fall away. But you have to give it time, okay? It could take weeks, months, or even years. It took you your entire life to make that negative mindset so strong that nothing can be done, or you feel like nothing can be done to break it. So you need to allow yourself, to give yourself time to allow those positive affirmations to come in. Second tip that I have is spending time on doing shadow work. Now, if you're not sure what shadow work is, I have a definition from Google which says that shadow work is the process to which you work with your unconscious mind to uncover the parts of yourself that you repress and hide from yourself. This can include trauma or parts of your personality that you subconsciously consider undesirable. Shadow work can be done alone, in your own space, in your own time. Just look on Pinterest, shadow work questions. I mean, you can even find some on Google, pretty much anywhere, on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and just spend 5 to 10 minutes answering 3 to 5 questions, and you will see a difference. And I know it's difficult. I've never been much of a journaling person, but I managed to do this for a good month or two, and I saw a difference, because you actually realize by the end of it that you never really knew yourself the way you thought you did when it comes to your insecurities. Because if I sat you down and said, okay, why do you feel insecure about your nose? Or why do you feel insecure about your hair or your skin or your hip dips or your body? Why? Where did it come from? Do you remember? Was it something someone said? Was it something you said? Do you remember where that insecurity came from? Why you have that insecurity? Because 50% of the time you don't even remember why you have it. You don't even remember where it came from. And when you actually spend time on each insecurity that you have, really giving the love to each insecurity and listening to your inner child, listening to each insecurity that you have, you will feel that one step closer to recovering from it, to healing from it, because it is the acceptance, it is the acknowledgement that begins your self-love journey. You need to acknowledge the insecurities that you have, acknowledge why and where they came from before you acknowledge how to heal from them. The third tip that I have is don't follow people that look nothing like you or look the way that you wish you looked, because I'm going to tell you this now, you can never look like anyone but yourself. And I know that it's a simple thing to know, but it's really not. I mean, it's a hard pill to swallow to know that you're always going to look the way that you look and you're never going to look like the person that you want to look. It can feel really horrible to know that you're never going to have that desirable body that you really want to have. But I promise you that you will one day be thankful for what you have. You will one day love what you have. You will one day realize that you are that desirable person that you want to be, that you're happy with the person that you are, that you don't want to be anyone else but the person that you are. You'll be thankful for that. I recommend that you go through your following list and that you know you spend a lot of time comparing yourself to, okay? Because if you compare yourself to someone, this is not working towards your self-love journey. This is going backwards. So spend that time to just unfollow anyone that makes you feel shit about yourself and actually begin to follow people that make you feel good about yourself because they have the same features as you, okay? If you start to follow people that have those same features, you will then realize, wow, they look beautiful, but they have the same features of you. So if they look beautiful, then you look beautiful too, and that is one step towards becoming the best version of yourself. Tip number 4 is don't stick around people that make you feel worse about yourself and your appearance, okay? It's hard enough that you're always going at yourself and beating yourself up for looking a certain way. We don't now need people who are also making you feel that way about yourself. And also just being around people who are consistently tearing down your appearance and who you are as a person is not good for anybody. You don't need that kind of person in your life. You deserve to be loved and to be cared for and loved for and to feel worthy and valuable. You don't deserve to have someone in your life who's completely tearing you down and making you feel like you need to be someone that you aren't, or making you feel like you're not good enough the way that you are, because you are good enough the way that you are. And if I'm telling you that, I'm a complete stranger to you. If I'm telling you that, then why is it you think that the friend that you have that you've known for 5 years who is completely tearing you down is a good person to have in your life? But I want you to remember that the things that people tell you are a perception of the way that they see themselves and the way that they see the world. A lot of the time, the reason why people are dragging you down aren't because they see you as this ugly person, but because they see themselves as this ugly person. So instead of actually looking into why they feel that way about themselves, they'll tear you down because that's the only way that they know how to escape from those feelings that they have. And the 5th tip that I have, and the most important tip, is being patient with yourself. Be patient with the journey and allow yourself to have those hard days, okay? If you don't see a difference in 3 months and you think you need to give up, then no, you don't need to give up, okay? It can take as long as it needs to. It might take as long as it needs to. Be proud of yourself no matter how hard it is. Be proud of yourself for even waking up and deciding to make a difference in your life. Overcoming insecurities is not easy. It was never meant to be easy. If it was easy, then we would all be confident. We would all feel beautiful. We would all feel radiant. We would all love who we are. If it was meant to be easy, then the whole world would be peaceful because we would all be content with who we are. And a lot of the reason why we have so much chaos in this world is because we hate ourselves. And because we hate ourselves, we spread that hate to other people, and that's where all this chaos comes from. If we all just loved who we were as a person and were authentic to ourselves and others, we wouldn't have all this chaos going on. So trust me, it's not meant to be easy. It was never meant to be easy. But if you allow yourself to get through the hard days, to allow yourself to carry on working, even if you don't see the end result straight away, it will get easier and it will feel easier. But you need to allow yourself to get to that point. Give yourself some grace, okay? You may find that you're going back to the negative habits that you had, but that's normal. You created those habits, and those were habits that you created throughout your entire life. So, you know, they're not just going to disappear in 2 days, 5 days, 10 days, a few months, a few years. It might take a lot longer than that, but they will eventually disappear. But you need to allow yourself to go through the days where you go back to those habits. It doesn't mean that you're now failing. It doesn't mean that you're a failure or that you're never going to be that person that you want to be, or that you now don't deserve deserve to be the person that you want to be, or love who you are, or accept who you are, because you're consistently failing. You aren't failing, okay? You are just starting. You are just beginning, and you're going to get there. I promise you, you're going to get there. We're all going to get there, and I'm so incredibly proud of you for deciding to get there, for choosing this video to watch, for allowing yourself to be the person that you are. I really hope that this video helps you to understand that there is no such thing as being bikini ready, but feeling bikini ready, and feeling like you can go to the beach, and feeling like you're perfect the way that you are, and accepting yourself for who you are. And I want you to be proud of yourself, to sit here with me and just tell yourself, I am proud of myself. Tell yourself that you love who you are, because you should. And I love who you are. I love you for just the way that you are, and if I can do that and I don't even know you, then I know that you can do that as well. If this video helps you, then please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. I will see you in the next video. I love you all lots. Goodbye.